Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bizkit Rebellion. I'm here to do a review of Teen Titans issue 10. Let's get started. The comic opens with the Elite. Oh, you mean them? Oh, I see what you did there. Anyway, the comic opens with the Elite confronting the Titans and demanding they hand over Superboy, but the Titans refuse. Wonder Girl also mentions and reminds the audience that she does not want this to result into violence. Bart agrees but runs off to confront Red Robin. Okay, so get this. Bart reveals that the reason he wants to talk to Red Robin and seems very pissed at him is because he was stuck in the prison from the future with Solstice and Robin left him. Now, okay, see, that is very understandable, except the fact that you told him to leave, if I remember correctly. And it's even more funny because Robin even points it out. And let's not even begin on why he and Solstice were in the prison in the first place. So, why are you pissed again? However, one thing to take note of what's going on is Bart mentions that he was yanked from prison and arrived to the past, which is the present, and that Solstice is still trapped in the future. As Bart is talking, he is pushing Robin to a window. Robin notices that the window is cracking and warns Bart to stop pushing him. Bart doesn't listen, so Robin is forced to quickly blind him and orders Beast Boy to turn into a hippo and I guess lay on top of him? Okay. Robin turns to Cassie and asks her if this is her reason for traveling across the country for. Cassie agrees, saying that it's always been him and for some reason she and Robin had this conversation multiple times before. I am going to have to assume that the writer threw that in there just to give Cassie a reason to leave the Titans and join up with the Elite. Okay. Cassie walks up to Superboy and places her hand on his shoulder and politely offers him the chance to turn himself in quietly. Superboy responds by grabbing her hand and tossing her towards the TV. It's like the way I handle all my problems, just toss them into the TV. Wait a minute, did I just reference Persona 4? Anyway, a small fight breaks between Superboy and two of the members of the Elite, which results in the entire penthouse getting blown up. Oh, and Robin asks Raven if she can teleport them directly to Manchester, suggesting that he plays a huge role in the Superboy situation. Anyway, after the explosion, everyone except for Superboy is knocked unconscious. Superboy out loud reminds everyone, including the audience, that he did not kill anybody and decides to fly away. Turns out, Power Girl is also not unconscious, notices that Superboy has flown off, and decides to jump off the building so she can catch up to him. Okay, before I continue, I just want to point out that Power Girl, or at least this particular Power Girl, does not have every single power that the original Power Girl has. In fact, I would only say that the only two powers that she has is Super Strength and Invulnerability. That's pretty much it. When she lands on him somehow, Superboy is a bit impressed by her strength, not noticing that it's the exact same copy as his or Supergirl's or Superman's, but whatever. Power Girl tries to put Superboy on a chokehold for some reason, as if that was going to work, but is then thrown into a building by Superboy. Cassie arrives to the building that Power Girl was thrown in to see if she was alright, then flies off towards Superboy. Back at the penthouse, parts of the building that was blown off are beginning to fall down towards the civilians, but Calderon turns the debris into snow. He also notices and reveals to everyone that Robin and Raven are not here and that they are in New York to confront Manchester. Holy shit, I just noticed they left these three. Wow. In New York, we see Manchester on the phone talking to somebody who I believe is a member of the Elite, and I believe that member is, Guardian, I guess, because we don't see him here, so I'm assuming he's the one that made this phone call, and informs Manchester about the difficulties of apprehending Superboy. Suddenly, Robin and Raven appear literally on top of him, and Robin tells Manchester that they need to talk. Meanwhile, Cassie manages to catch up to Superboy, and both proceeded to fight. Superboy decides that it would be a good idea to grab her and send her towards the river, not before using her body to break a hole in the bridge. Okay, it's funny, because Cassie just mentioned before all of this happened that he should stop before somebody gets killed. Superboy is aware of this, yet he does the exact same thing that Cassie has warned him not to do. Honestly, can you tell me right now, by looking at this panel, that somebody did not get killed from that? Seriously. What's even crazy about this, why would you send her towards the bridge instead of the water? You had all that space! Anyway, they're both underwater and Cassie looks like she's about to drown. Okay, so from what I see in this page, I'm gonna have to assume that Superboy kind of wanted her to drown, since he doesn't do anything until she passes out. But when she does, he basically tosses her out of the water and she lands on the bridge, and he proceeded to fly away. So, yeah. Okay. Back in New York, Manchester successfully manages to overpower Robin. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. No. Robin, you were trained by Batman. How the hell did you manage to lose to him? I mean, okay, so from what I can remember of Manchester as a character, he has the ability to... something about telekinetic something. Let's just say he has telekinetic abilities. He doesn't have any expertise of hand-to-hand combat. In fact, I don't remember him actually physically hurting somebody from the history I've ever seen of Manchester. But somehow he manages to completely overpower Robin. Right. Remember when I said a couple of reviews ago that Robin's abilities or capabilities have been retconned? Well, here's another example. But wait, hold on. Raven does something useful this time. She actually goes to Manchester's mine and see if she can find anything that can help Superboy. For the love of God, she finally does something. Thank you. But suddenly she freaks out. Manchester starts to smile, saying that she is not ready for what is in his mind. We then get a page of whatever the hell this is, and the comic ends with Manchester claiming that whatever we saw is a Supermax prison, and if the Titans wants to save Superboy, they will have to go there as well. Raven is still freaking out, and we see the Elite has just arrived. This issue has got to be, oh man, the most inconsistent issue I have ever read in the entire series. Oh God, where do I begin? Actually, let me just say this. This has got to be the second worst comic book issue I have read in this series. The first one being issue 8, the true filler of this comic book series. But this, wow. Where the hell do I even begin? Okay, so the beginning of the issue, they introduce, or at least they mention Beast Boy's father. I'm not kidding. At the very beginning of the issue, first page, second caption. I think the captions go like this. You can't afford it, which they're talking about the John Hancock building. But the second caption mentions, but Beast Boy's father can. So apparently Beast Boy's dad is rich. And I'm going to have to assume that he bought the penthouse, or maybe even the building himself, and gave it to Beast Boy. Since when did they both meet? Seriously. Can I... You know what? Forget about that. Let's go to the next reason. The Elite. Since when was Cassie's team ever considered the Elite? Because I never even remember seeing the word Elite in a previous issue, nor in where they were introduced towards the end of Annual 1. So why would you drop this in now? Seriously. I mean, I could understand if one of them, during the issue, calls themselves now the Elite, then from that point on, every single time we see them, we can reference them as the Elite, because at this issue is where they introduced us properly that they are considered the Elite, or they call themselves the Elite. That could be understandable. But even the cover says, they just call them the Elite. Why? Oh man, that's another reason. Third reason, Power Girl considered a former Titan. She was never even a Teen Titan in the first place, so how the hell is she considered a former Titan? Mind you, all these 3 inconsistencies are literally in the first 2 pages. 2 fucking pages, and you already are this inconsistent. Then we have the whole Bart ordeal or Kid Flash ordeal where he was stuck in the future and he blames Red Robin for leaving him there. Motherfucker, do you not remember that? Do you not remember the crimes that you committed that got you in that prison? You set a violent revolutionary crew and just wreak havoc. And on top of that, your girlfriend Solstice killed a judge. Killed a fucking judge. And you're blaming him for leaving you? Who not only did you tell him to leave, But Robin had a good reason for leaving, because they had to go back to the present. You didn't even want to come back to the present. You wanted to pay for your crimes. This is how you can tell the writer did not read Scott Liddell's Teen Titans, which is understandable because it's not really that good. But if you are in charge of continuing on his work, whatever he left off, then I believe part of your job is to do some research so you can be consistent about it, because what you're doing is you are continuing the story of the Teen Titans. You're not doing your own personal little fan fictions. This is not an Elseworld story. This does not take place in a different universe. This is a continuation. So I would have to assume you do work. You do homework. You check to see if you are consistent. I'm stumbling upon my own words because I'm fucking pissed off here. And that's not even half of the inconsistencies that I see in this issue, which I'm not going to list anymore, because if I list more, I'm going to be pissed off. I really am. I've been holding this in for so long, but I feel like I should say this now, because if I don't, I'm going to probably hit somebody with something. And the closest thing I have with me is my microphone, and I like my mic, I really do. And if I break it, I am screwed, because I don't have money to buy another one. But what I want to say is, and bear with me, take note on this, I officially said this. I know it sounds so far-fetched, I know it sounds so extreme, but I have to because it's so true to me. It's so true. This comic book series is worse than Scott Liddell's Teen Titans. Yep, I said it. There you have it. I said it. It's worse than Scott Liddell's. You know why? Because at least Scott Liddell, we can tell where he was going with his stories. We knew what direction he was going. On top of that, he was also forced to do other stories like the whole ordeal with Superman and Superboy and all that other stuff. He had more work on top of what he was doing with Teen Titans. So it was understandable. The thing is, this writer, I haven't seen him write anything else. The only thing he got right now is Teen Titans. How can you fuck this up to this degree? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh man. I've been talking for more than 5 minutes. It's almost past the 6-minute mark. You know what? I'm not going to say anymore. I said what I need to say. This issue, I do not recommend you guys buy it because it is so fucking inconsistent. If I were you, I would take this review into heart. I would take every other person's review into heart as well. Do not buy this issue. Just look up what they told you or what I told you, and that's all you need to know about this issue. Don't pick this issue up. I can't stress that enough. It is so fucking bad. If I had to give this issue a rating, it would have to be a 2.5 out of 10.